Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Patrick's Pet Care. Thank you all for coming out here today. My name is Karima Woods. I'm the Director of Business Development and Strategy, and I'm here on the behalf of Deputy Mayor Kenner in his absence. And I want to welcome you all here today to today's event. I want to thank you, Patrick Flynn, for hosting us here today. I also want to recognize a few folks on the DMPED team who helped to make today's event possible. Thank you, Kate, Jasmine, Katie, Shonda, and also the contracts team, Jackie and Latoya and Fatima, for all of your hard work for the Great Streets program. Thank you, Sandra, as well. I also want to acknowledge all of the small businesses that are here with us today, some of which I've had an opportunity to meet. I want to welcome you and thank you for being here. And also want to recognize our fierce leader, Mayor Bowser. Thank you for your leadership and your work. Happy belated Mother's Day. Also want to just recognize our furry friends who are with us also. So welcome. My boss talks about his 3 jobs that he's held accountable for. And in our office, we're responsible for ensuring that we continue to produce and preserve affordable housing, create job opportunities for district residents, and ensure that we're continuing to grow and increase the tax base here in the district. And under the leadership of Mayor Bowser, we've also seen a heavy focus on supporting our small businesses. We know that our small businesses are the backbone of our economy. They're the strength of our economy. Last week, we celebrated small businesses all week long, but we believe here in the district of the importance of celebrating small businesses every single day. And so we're pleased to be able to recognize not only today's business, Pet Care, but also all of the Great Streets grantees. And it's through programs like the Great Streets program that we're able to really continue to show support to our businesses here in the district. I know that through FY19, we were able to expand the grant program to include some additional categories like pharmacies, in addition to arts and humanities-based nonprofits that are also eligible businesses. And so we want to just recognize those small businesses that are here with us. We thank you for the work that you're doing to expand your presence here in the district, and we're glad to be able to continue to support you. Now I want to introduce one of our grantees, Patrick, who is going to bring you greetings, and he will also introduce our mayor today. Patrick's Pet Care has 2 locations, and so the first location, I believe, is in Ward 1, and so this is the second location, and he's a 2-time Great Streets Grantee awardee. So again, thank you for hosting us here today, and if you all would please just join me in welcoming and giving Patrick an applause.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Director Woods. Thank you, Mayor Bowser, for being here. Thank you to my fellow grantees. Thank you to the team that got here early in the morning in the rain and set this all up. And thank you to my team, Melissa and Janice. This is a busy time of our day, so all of our other staff are out doing their jobs, but we're very happy to have them. And as Director Woods said, we are a double grantee. We received this business started in my bedroom as a dog walking business 7 years ago. And from that, we got our first store on 11th Street in Columbia Heights in 2016 with the thanks of our first grant. In 2017, I opened up next door, and then it was full from day one. And the landlord said, "We have an opportunity for you next door." I said, "I'm not sure if I can afford to expand that fast, but I'm going to apply for a grant, and if I get it, I'll do it." And thanks to that grant, we're now standing in a half-completed space as a DC success story that's about to bring some more DC residents jobs. And that's the whole point of all this, and I'm on board with it. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for the opportunity. And without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Well, good morning, everybody. I am delighted to be here with you this morning, and I'm really happy to hear about Patrick's story, starting out in his bedroom, growing his business, hiring DC residents, and taking care of our furry friends. That's a good story. Let's give him another big round of applause. And we know very well, you heard from Karima, how focused we have been on our small and local businesses. DC residents are employed more by our resident-owned small and local businesses. They provide services and goods to the 700,000 people who live here and the 22 million who visit us each year. And when more people are shopping and buying locally, we are able to invest the tax revenue that we collect back into the community. So Great Streets is a program that has served us well for many years. As the city has grown and changed, as people's taste and preferences have grown and changed, and as we have gotten more people in our city, we have asked our small and local businesses to make sure that they are involved and that they're keeping up with the changing taste and preferences of a growing District of Columbia. Since 2015, my administration has used the Great Streets Grants Program to award over $16 million to 300 businesses across all 8 wards. These grants have helped our small and local businesses buy new signage, modernize their store, diversify their offerings, and grow their businesses, as you can see right here. Patrick's is a great example. And what I love is what his story was also about predictability. He had an offer, I guess, that he didn't expect to grow his business. And he knew and had experience with a program that worked for him in another location. Because he knew that program was there, he could ponder this new offer. And that's why it's so important to keep steady funding for Great Streets. So entrepreneurs like Patrick and others gathered here know that if they can keep their entrepreneurial juices going, the DC government will be their partner too. So with this expansion, he will be able to work more and serve more families in this neighborhood and others. And Patrick's story is also a story that we have heard in other Great Street success stories, that small and local businesses find success in one DC neighborhood and then they expand to another DC neighborhood. And we know especially that this is a good strategy for underserved and underinvested neighborhoods. Have a successful small local guy or a gal do good and then move on. And those are the types of investments that we as a city love to make. And we know that we have to stay focused in supporting our Great Streets program. Sadly, last week, one of the council committees on economic development took away funding, $2.1 million, in fact, for Great Streets that we use for both our Great Streets program and our Neighborhood Prosperity Fund. And another critical program, Neighborhood Prosperity, that I created a couple years ago to get more funding in our housing development so that we could support retail in those developments. And already it's been successful by bringing Good Foods Market, I believe started right here in Ward 5, to the great Ward 8. And that $2.1 million that the council is cutting is equivalent to the support that we're giving for Great Streets this year. But that just isn't one massive cut. There are real people involved in doing that. And so I want to make sure that our deal team and the deputy mayor's office has every tool in the book. Tools that have worked in Columbia Heights, as we just heard, tools that are working here in Brooklyn. And we also need those tools to be available in Anacostia and in Deanwood and in Marshall Heights, because there's still development that they want to. So we're going to stay focused on how we can keep all of the tools available in our toolkit. But today, our focus is on a celebration because Patrick represents many grantees who are in the room, who have done their hard work, who have done their due diligence, who have done their paperwork, found their contractors, found their suppliers, and are qualifying for this wonderful investment from the Great Streets program. So let's hear it for our Great Streets awardees. So I think I have a big check, and we're going to present that check, and I don't know who's involved in that presentation, so we're going to come to the front, and then I'll be available for press questions. Great Streets. You can say Great Streets. Okay, on the count of three, Great Streets. 1, 2, 3.
Great Streets.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody.